Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from whichever part of the world you're from. This is Kavita Ramchand from Life Success Coaching in Mauritius. First of all, I do wish you all a very, very happy new year 2024. And I wish that all your dreams that you have, I don't believe in resolutions, but I believe in dreams. And all the dreams you have that that you've been entertaining for maybe long, that you should achieve that you can achieve that, right? So make this year count for you and go out and achieve all the dreams you've always had. Okay, so now I'm on chapter 10 today. It's the last chapter of the book You Were Born Rich. I'll be starting a new book soon, but it's one of it's the book Bob Proctor wrote, my mentor, and I can tell you it's phenomenal. Please download the link. You have it in the description of this video and read the book for yourself so that you gain more insight, because repetition is the mother of all learning. If you read this book again and again, that's what Bob Proctor did. He read the book Think and Grow Rich so many times that he became the book. It's not that you become the book, it's just that you get into the spirit of what is being said in the book, of what that person is trying to teach. So I wish you all the best for this year, and let's get started with chapter 10. It's a very important, I always say it's a very important, every chapter is very important. But if you pay close attention, you will understand the essence of the meaning, right? Okay, so this chapter is called the vacuum law of prosperity. And I can tell you one thing for sure, that I have used this law many times in my life without even knowing I was using this law. All right. Because I have always been someone with a very positive attitude. And if anything would happen that I did not like, I would refocus back on the positive attitude. I would look for the good in everything that happened. And I think that comes from my mom. She's like that. So I kind of became like that without knowing that I was acting like that. And then life was not going my way. No matter how much I was trying, my life turned into darkness. I became the person with the most negative attitude. And then I literally had to invest in a mentor to help me come out of that place. And what happened is that I experienced a quantum leap out of a very, very negative place. And when you experience that quantum leap out of there by the vacuum law of prosperity, because there is no vacuum, I had to step into the light, the joy of life, because there I was in total sadness. I wouldn't even say joy. I would call it bliss. It's blissfulness, because in bliss it's absence of everything else. It's just bliss, and bliss never ends. In the world of duality, because there is a law of polarity that says if there is happiness, there has to be sadness. If there is left, there will be right. But when you're in bliss, you've transcended duality. There's no more duality for you, because you know that you are the one creating your results, and you will only keep your own vibrations always high. You will keep yourself in a very happy state, blissful state, as I say. What does that mean? It means when good things are happening, you're not jumping. And if bad things are happening, you're not going all the way down. You are in an equilibrium state. You are balanced. All right. So now this law, it kind of explains that, because you cannot be sad and happy at the same time, right? I mean, what I achieved through my coaching was bliss, and that's when I decided I needed to teach this to the world, to become a coach, which I was not. I'm an entrepreneur. I have shops in Mauritius, but I became a coach. I launched a coaching business to teach this knowledge to the world. So what I'm trying to tell you here is, when you become in a state of bliss, you've transcended that void, you know. You are in the void, let's put it that way. You are the void. You're there because nothing can touch you anymore. You can impact your results, and you have the power to do also negative things from that state, but I don't think anybody would. I mean, as far as I understand this, when you're in that state, you want everybody to experience that state. It's so beautiful. Okay, so now the author starts with a poem, and my name is Kavita, which means poetry. It's a poem that, if you understand the meaning of it, can transform your life right with this poetry. So let's go. The title is Giving. To get he had tried, yet his store was still meager. To a wise man he cried, in a voice keen and eager, "Pray, tell me how I may successfully live." And the wise man replied, "To get, you must give." "As to giving," he said, "what have I to give? I've scarce enough bread, and of course one must live. But I would partake of life's bountiful store." Came the wise man's response, "Then you must give more." I want to stop here for a minute to clarify what this means, because a lot of people, I'm not talking about a lot of people, I was there also. I couldn't understand this idea before. Like, you don't have, and yet you are asked to give. How can you give when you don't have, right? So I used to find that very, very confusing. And this poetry is about the man who looked up at a wise man and asked him, "How can I give when I don't have?" And then the wise man said, "If you want to live a successful life, you need to give." And then he replied, "But how, what do I have to give? I barely have enough bread for myself." So the reply came from the wise man, "Then you must give more. If you feel you have less, then you must give more." And yesterday I was listening to Dr. Joe Dispenza, and he was saying something similar. He said, when a person tells you, "I don't have time," you tell the person, "You know what? Meditate for 15 minutes a day." And then, no, usually, sorry, I'm saying it wrong. He said, like, when I tell people, meditate for 15 minutes a day, they reply, "I don't have time." So then I tell them, "Then you should meditate for an hour." So it's something similar, right? Basically, the whole concept for me is all your answers come from within, okay? But if your mind is rushing, if your mind is trying to achieve so many things, you will never hear the answer that is meant for you. You can only hear the answer when you're in a calm state of mind. So you need to meditate. And that's the purpose of meditation. Because even there was a time when I used to say, "I don't have time to meditate," you know. And I'll tell you something. Meditation is not a one time, one day thing. It's a way of life. You want to make meditation like a daily routine for you. Make it a habit. Habit is God's way of making everything automatic in your life. Make it a habit. Then it will take control over you. So when this person was asking for, here he's asking for money, and the wise man is telling him you have to give. So how does that apply to money? Let's continue. The lesson he learned, to get was forgotten. Toward mankind he turned with a love new begotten, and he gave of himself in useful living. Then joy crowned his days, for he grew rich in giving. So basically, what this means is that you just need to work on you. That's it. You don't need to look at anybody else. You just need to take charge of yourself and ask yourself, how can I be the best version of myself? Make the most of you. Why are you born? Why are you here? What have you come to do? You see? You're not just born by accident. You're here for a reason. So you need to find that out, you know? And when you find out your gift means why are you here, you will live it. Because when you live it, you become a joy to the world. You are here to do what you want to do. And most of humanity have not done that because we never learned. Like I know in my culture, especially, I've only seen women suppressed by their husbands. So I grew up with that belief that I'm not going to be like that, but I saw myself acting like that. And what your behavior is what you're going to get back as results. Not your thinking, but your behavior. So why was I acting like that? Good question. I was not aware I was acting like that. That's what I learned as a child. So when I became aware that, oh my God, I'm the one creating these results, and I took mentorship from someone who knew better than me on how to change those results, my results changed like night and day. And that's what I became a coach for, to help people understand that, how they can change their results by just making the most of their own presence in the world. So I'm going to leave you with this. I want you to think about it. This poem is by author William Beer, but it is so important because, come to think about it, you are the highest form of creation. You're not like any other species. You're not like animals. You're not like the plant kingdom. You are the highest. In God's creation, you are the highest. And none of us are the same. No two people, not even twins, are the same. Each has their own DNA. And just as you have your own DNA, just as you're unique, just as you are you. So you need to know who you are. What have you come here to do? Are you doing what you love in the world? And if you ask me the question, how will you know what is it that I love? Well, it's something you do so well. You love doing it. You do it. It doesn't even feel like you're working. You just love doing it. You're excited every day to go to work because you love what you're doing. So there, I'm going to leave you with this, and I again wish you a happy new year. Set your dream. Don't set resolutions. Set your dream and go out and achieve them. Take the help of a mentor if you need to. I don't think anybody can do this on their own, but if you do take a mentor, it's like a catalyst to reach your dream faster. All you need to ask yourself, how much more time do you have? How much more longer are you willing to wait to live your dream life? So thank you very much for being here, and I will see you on Thursday. Bye bye.